What is it about this sport, a series that takes in the individual beauty in each corner of the country? Fans mesmerised by feats of skill and daring. Athletes making machines almost defy the laws of physics, where ultimate trust is placed in a kind of film script that describes the road ahead. Back yourself and it's a blockbuster. One slip and it is brutal. It's the people that really make this game, those who inspire, the characters, history makers, those who really make the wheels turn, especially those just having a go. We're about to launch into the second half of an epic 2024 season. Welcome to Victoria for the Middle of Everywhere Gippsland Rally, round 4 of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship.
Gippsland Rally is a great event where Anthony and I shared our first Australian Rally Championship victories. It'll always have a special place with us. Love the roads, they're fast flowing.
Some high speed sections and then into some tight tricky stuff that can catch you out.
Gippsland Rally is fantastic. There's a lot of long stages, a lot of technical stages.
You are on the wheel non-stop for the whole stage.
Roads are really flowy and high speed, cool roads, and like I said, we've had great results, so I think that's why I like it.
We've had a little bit of snow in the high country, but beautiful conditions greet us for round 4 of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship in Gippsland. A couple of hours drive from Melbourne. A lot is going to play out here as we move into a pivotal and all-important second half of the Bosch Motorsport Australia Rally Championship for 2024. Hi everybody, Greg Russ with you for our coverage here. We're at Petters Rally Central in the town of Hayfield, not all that far from Traralgon, about 200 k's from Melbourne. Why don't we take a look at the calendar for you? We've had 3 fantastic events so far. We kicked off in Canberra, we went to one of the iconic events in Western Australia, and so much played out at the last round at Gympie in Queensland. We arrive here for the all-important 4th event, as I said. From here, the fast roads of South Australia, and it will all wrap up in Tasmania. A snapshot for you of what this event looks like. In all, 182 kilometres of competitive. On Saturday, we have a block of 4 stages repeated twice. But this is an endurance event. The tempo, the style of competition is a little different to what we've been used to in recent rounds. You have to buy a ticket to Sunday. You've got to be in the mix. And Sunday looks like this. A hill climb forms a part of it, then 3 stages repeated twice, the all-important Boysdale Power Stage 2, which actually incorporates that hill climb. Bit of value in that. Who will win this one? Now, Scott Petter knows these roads. He competed on them as a junior, but in this Australian Championship, I've never seen this service park looking so healthy. The competition among the front runners is stiff, that is for sure. Now, we've got the championship standings for you now. Let's bring you up to date in the wake of the last round in Queensland. So things tighten up at the pointy end of the ladder. Will Harry Bates play the long game? He knows how to stitch together a championship. Scott Petter back in the winner's circle for the first time in a decade. That's a great story. He will absolutely be a fierce contender for the title. We want Lewis to bounce back. The Maguires were on the podium last time out. So many great stories here. Molly Taylor on top of Production Cup, but this is her final appearance in the 2024 series, so a lot to consider in the final 3 rounds of Production Cup. Great roll-up of classics here too, and a lot of stories that we will follow for you. Well, it all kicked off on the streets of Sale, only a short drive from here by the Thomson River. Bit of a party atmosphere, huge roll-up of fans to soak up some of the atmosphere before we get started. And now Dean Herridge caught up with some of the key contenders there.
Steve Maguire, career best result in Queensland. What have you got in store for us this weekend, mate?
Oh, we better do the same, I suppose. Hopefully. No, it's an endurance event. We don't often have endurance events, so it's a bit of a different strategy. Feels like forever since I've been in a car. It's only been 6 weeks, but yeah, yesterday after a few stages we got in a groove.
Lewis, needless to say, tough round for you in the last round. How do you come back from that for this weekend?
Yeah, not the Queensland we'd hoped for, but yeah, these things happen. That's rallying, and yeah, Anthony and I have had, well, I've had 2 tests now. Anthony and I jumped into the car yesterday, and we both felt very comfortable. So it's not an easy task. The team's done an amazing job in a short time frame, but our goal this weekend is to enjoy it and try and get a good result because yeah, the team really deserve it.
Molly, sadly the last round for you in the ARC, which means you've got a fair bit of work to do by Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it's a bit bittersweet to be coming here. My first time at this rally, but yeah, knowing that it's the last rally for us this year. But yeah, we've got to, as you say, make it all count this weekend. So that's the plan.
Alex, this year, stage wins, podiums, has been a cracking year. Can you upset the championship with points this weekend?
I hope so. That's the aim. Yeah, we've had another test and it was feeling good last week, and then we came here and it wasn't feeling so good. So we made some more changes, and yeah, still learning things about this car every round. So I feel like we've taken another step, and we'll certainly be having a crack tomorrow. So we'll find out pretty quick.
Scott Petto, we're standing here at the start of round 4, which officially marks we're halfway during the season. You are in the fight, and on the surface seems like you and Harry are, literally, blazing away with stage wins, but there's a lot of rallying to come.
Yeah, look, it's an impressive first half of the season, I think, from both of us. It's going to be interesting to see where it ends up in the next 3 rounds, and obviously this one's the first endurance round, so really important that you get a good result, but, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
The pre-event party, the pre-event show, brought to you by BSR Automotive. There we go from the streets of Sale to the forests, not all that far down the road. 30 Ks of competition to kick off. Let's check out the highlights of stages 1 and 2 now. Smooth, precise, fast. Harry Bates laid down the marker on stage 1.
Just very slippery, so a lot of sweeping for us, but overall the feeling with the car's really good, and I think considering how much sweeping we're doing, the feeling's actually really good in the car. So I know no times, but yeah, it felt strong to me.
There was more aggression from Scott Petto, but it didn't translate to the scoreboard. 9.1 off Harry, 3rd overall.
Yeah, roads are good. Stupidly a lot grippier than I thought. We've gone with a soft tyre, and probably the car's a little bit too soft too. So it's not giving me a lot of confidence on exits of corners rolling all over the place. So hopefully the downhill sections will be a little bit better. Probably potentially wrong tyre call and potentially wrong setup call as well.
A confidence boost for Lewis Bates, 2nd outright and only 6 seconds off the lead.
Yeah, the stages are really nice. Yeah, had a good rhythm for the first stage. Struggled a bit on that one, but yeah, trying to get a nice rhythm with low risk at the moment.
Molly Taylor made a statement of intent, 7th outright, and with an advantage of more than 10 seconds in Production Cup after just 14 Ks. There was concern for Danny Traverso, but the crew were okay and the competition continued.
Okay, I'll put road blocked. Yeah. I'm going to get out. Okay, board, he's wet. Fine.
Sadly, the cruel blows kept coming for Tom Clark.
Oh, 7 left. Got a flat. Inches 7 right. I think it's more than a flat. Oh, push the pass. Kick to the right. Kick to the right. Go.
In the Maguire camp, Eddie was on it, 3rd fastest on stage 2 and 1.3 seconds quicker than Lewis.
Yeah, definitely more grip than I thought, and it's probably caught us out a little bit because I'm probably just being a little bit too ginger. So just taking it easy, but yeah, I need to get a bit of motivation to push a bit harder, I think.
Alex Rouleau loomed, a mere 7/10 shy of Lewis.
Yeah, roads are good. Car's feeling pretty good that first one. I tried to make a couple changes for this one and probably made it a little bit too sketchy. So yeah, I mean, pretty clean run in the first. There's definitely room for improvement. We left a little bit of margin out there, but yeah, feeling comfortable overall. So we'll probably put that change back and yeah, press on.
Drive shaft issues for Ryan Williams.
60, right for half long, don't.
Come through a corner and it snapped, and I thought we had a flat, and then we had no drive, so had to lock the diff, crawl it here to the end, and to say I'm disappointed is I don't know how to put it in words. There's so many people that give into this little team to make it happen, and all the way down in Victoria, so yeah, it's tough.
You're joking me, we've just snapped a drive shaft.
Clayton Hoy was fastest in Mainfix Production Cup on SS2 by a 10th over Taylor, who kept a comfortable class lead.
Roads are great, I'm not committing to them. I should listen to Aaron a bit more, but yeah, first time through on these roads and they don't seem too difficult in recce, but yeah, first time through they're pretty full on.
Pedder found a groove, winning the stage overall and moving to second outright, 7 seconds behind rally leader Harry Bates. So Harry with a lead of 7 seconds over Pedder at this point. Lewis holds down third with just under 10 seconds in his pocket. Alex Rouleau is closing, but also keeping an eye on Eddie Maguire, half a second behind him in fifth. The Luffs, sixth. Good job after the pre-event repairs. Molly Taylor, seventh outright and leading Mainfix Production Cup. Clayton Hoy trails there by 13.2. Bodie Reading and Ryan Williams right in the mix. Nick Seymour leading two-wheel drive cup. Mitch Garrett heads the Junior Cup. The Leoncinis have given the two-wheel drive classic a shake-up. They lead there. And nice work Glenn Brinkman in the debut of the Subaru WRX Challenge. Delighted to be joined at the desk now by Peter Rouleau, who's currently running in 9th overall in the event. How's things been for you just in terms of season 2024 on a broad scale?
Yeah, look, it's been a great start to the season for both myself and Alex. So I think we've had some pretty good times in the first few events, but probably more importantly, I think we've made a big step up from the end of last year.
He certainly has. And have there been many factors involved in that? What sort of help has he had to grow as a rally competitor, having made that relatively recent switch from circuit racing?
Yeah, no, 100%. During COVID, neither of us did too much motorsport, but I suppose we've come back with a bit of a vengeance, both of us. And I was the first one to try gravel rallying about 3 years ago, and I mentioned it to Alex, and I said, "Mate, you need to jump in a car." And about 2 years ago, he hasn't looked back. So I'm ecstatic that how he's going for only his second year in the ARC.
Have you felt like, even here in Gippsland, that the competition has ramped up a notch? Where are you guys at relative to that? It's great, I think, that you've stuck with the Hyundais. Is that the plan, to continue doing that into 25 and beyond?
Look, 100%. From my perspective, the more different manufacturers we can get right at the top of the field, the better it is for the whole sport. So, we're looking to stick with Hyundai. Hopefully, we can get the manufacturer to get behind us next year. But great car. They're road cars, they're great cars. So, we're looking to stick with Honda.
We're about to bring our viewers up to date on what happened in stages 3 and 4. The opening stages, roads were pretty smooth, but conditions are a bit tougher in the third and fourth stage, weren't they? Little, not as smooth the road, shall we say?
Yeah, no, 100%. The first two stages are uphill, and the stages 3 and 4 are downhill. So a little bit rough. There's actually still some snow up at the top of stage 3.
That's why he's got the beanie on. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you all the best for the middle of everywhere rally here in Gippsland.
Thank you.
There he is, Peter Rouleau. We're about to take you to highlights now of McAllister 1 and Chesterfield 1 in all 28 Ks of competitive. The road condition of stages 3 and 4 wasn't as smooth as the opening two. Still, the competition was close. The difference between 6th and 11th on the first pass over McAllister was just 5 seconds. Bodie Reading in a production car running impressively against the Luffs Yaris.
It's pushing me to the limits. I feel like I'm pushing a lot harder than I was at this point last year, sort of thing, and I just kind of wanted to try and not fall behind like we did in Queensland early on. So I've just been pushing from the word go and doing all right so far, which is good.
Harry Bates cleared this one in 10 minutes, extending his overall lead to almost 10 seconds over Scott Pedder.
We actually ended up flipping last minute, going on the soft, and I think it was the right decision, but to be honest, it was a balance because the conditions were cooler, but the wear was also going to be bad. So we've got decent tyre wear, and Lewis went on the medium and had similar pace. So ultimately, I do feel the soft was the right call, but I think it was pretty close between them.
Up to third outright was an impressive Alex Rouleau, and he was in a fascinating duel with Eddie Maguire.
That slippery stuff probably suited the soft better, so I think SS3 was pretty good for us. These two stages were a lot different than the first two, so we definitely made a gain.
Lewis Bates slipped to 5th. On paper, there was logic in his compound choice this morning, but it was against the trend, and now he was fighting it, particularly on the damp sections.
Yeah, probably a bit wetter than what I expected. Maybe the medium tyre wasn't the best choice because felt like we had no grip in the damp spots, but other than that, nice morning.
Leading the new WRX Challenge was Glenn Brinkman.
I wouldn't say we haven't had a couple of close calls. Yeah, no, I'm just a bit sick as well, so it's knocking me around a bit. But yeah, no, we'll keep battling on. It's good fun.
Steve Maguire wasn't firing for some reason. Car setup not quite in the window, so he couldn't replicate the podium form of Queensland.
I thought it was pretty good this morning, the first 2 stages, but obviously I didn't have what the rest of them had for breakfast. Not too sure how we went on the last 2, but we felt a lot more comfortable and pushing a little bit harder.
The third Toyota entered this round for Japan's Nao Otake took 11th fastest time on stage 4 and just edged Peter Rouleau. Clayton Hoy was quickest production car on SS4, only 2/10 quicker than Molly Taylor, who retained the class lead by 13.6 seconds.
Yeah, it's the first stage was mega. Then we got a few slippy sections in there. Bit tricky to read the grip, but the stages are so much fun. Absolutely loving them.
Pedder won stage 4. The net gain on Harry Bates was only 3/10. Could Scott find 9 seconds and wrestle the overall lead from Toyota in the afternoon?
Yeah, we need to go a bit stiffer, I think. Sort of turning and waiting, so it's a combination of the tyre for the conditions, for the hard surface in some places. We're here. I'm not driving fantastically well, to be honest. The car's not awesome. So I suppose to be sort of in touch now is not bad. It's a long way to go.
So Harry Bates and Coral Taylor on top by just 9.5 seconds from Scott Pedder and Glenn McNeil. Alex Rouleau doing a super job in 3rd overall at the moment. We've still got a long way to go in this, the middle of everywhere rally here in the Gippsland region. Let's head back into the forest now, stages 5 and 6.
Slight right 50.
Event leader Harry Bates was 12 seconds faster than his morning time on the second pass over the Thompson stage.
Yeah, the car feels amazing, to be honest. We've gone with the soft tyre again, despite what I said at this morning's interview, and everything feels good. So, yeah, good start to the afternoon loop for sure. It's so tight between Scott and I, so there's just no option to back off. Just keep pushing on.
Right left 30, short flat 6 right.
Re-energised after service, Lewis Bates attacked. Second quickest, only 2.5 off his brother, and he moved back into the top 3 overall behind Scott Pedder.
With the soft tyre, it's a lot better. I've actually got some confidence and it's doing everything I want it to do. So, my mistake this morning. I made the wrong call and put the mediums on, but anyway, we'll fight back this afternoon.
A gripping battle for 4th, Alex Rouleau held it by 1 second over Eddie Maguire.
Yeah, it's certainly hot in here. We haven't got a heated windscreen because for some reason we couldn't get one. So every time the windscreen fogs up, we've got to put the heater on. Yeah, making it difficult. Car's just not feeling the same now that these roads are gripped up. So we're struggling a little bit.
The Luffs were a solid 6th, the car showing minor scars from a pre-event crash, but no dent in their confidence.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable actually. That was pretty cool, that stage. Felt pretty full on. I drove quite hard, so I'd love to come and see the times.
In Junior Cup, Mitch Garrett starred. There were some cool classics here. A Corolla of James and Mark Leoncini leading that class until stage 6 when the driveline cried enough. Clayton Hoy dropped time on stage 5 and even more through Deep Creek 2 due to a gearbox problem.
In the stage before we lost 4th gear, so we were transporting through here and we got halfway through and we stopped to let Steve through, and then Steve obviously didn't come through, so then we waited for Ryan and then we just followed through. Didn't want to hold up anyone in dust, so.
Tom Clark spun, but there was more to the story. Brake issues meant relying on the downshift to wipe off speed, the transmission eventually jamming.
I've got no brakes.
Why did it? The accelerator.
Huh?
You alright?
Yeah, I can't brake. They should just gathered speed.
A stump became something of a magnet. Steve Maguire finding it first.
Oh! 8 left.
Bodie Redding was next.
Left kick. Oh!
I don't know how we've still got a front right, to be honest. We hit the exact same tree stump that Steve did, and looks like he's ripped the front corner off it. And I don't know how our wheel's still on, but it's still in, we're still going. I think the wheel on without, but it's not going too bad.
Scott Petter took out SS6. The net gain on Harry only 0.4. Not enough to rattle the rally leader, Harry Bates.
I stalled at the start line, so had to restart it, so I lost a couple of seconds there. And then just got a bit messy trying to catch up that time and just settle down. Stage time will be all right, but yeah. I think that Louis Harris has got some power up that hill on the first stage because we had a really good run through there and lost 6 somehow. So anyway.
Scott Petter has done a good job to restrict Harry to a 9.5 second advantage after 4 stages. Look at that fight for third. Alex has it right now, but is really in close company with Eddie Maguire and Lewis Bates, who's on the back foot a little, but will have a rethink in service. Molly is 7th and now has a 13.6 second advantage in Main Fix Production Cup from Hoy and Reading. Worth noting the performance of Now Otake there too. Seymour with a minute advantage in Two-Wheel Drive Cup from Dave Thomas. Garrett a comfortable lead of more than 4 minutes in Junior Cup. Great work by the Leoncinis to lead Two-Wheel Drive Classic by almost 2 minutes 30. And it's Brinkman over Clark in the all-new Subaru WRX Challenge.
A tough morning for Tom Clark, though. In the lead up to this event, we spent a bit of time with him just down the road, really, in a nice location, away from Service Park. He's an enormously successful businessman, but he channels all of that competitive side that we would perhaps see in business into his other love, and that is rallying. He's a huge supporter of this sport and emerging talent.
Tom, welcome to Blue Gables Vineyard. It'd be nice to kind of have a post-event celebration here on Saturday night, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely would. Look, I think this is the first time down in Victoria for the ARC for me, so it's a beautiful part of the world.
I'd love to peel it back a little bit for the audience if we can. So what got you into it? And then secondly, give people a bit of background on your business, because Monday to Friday, away from ARC rounds, you are busy.
Always had that urge to get into a race car. Grew up with some guys that I went to school with that were very heavily into the rallies in the late 90s, early 2000s. From where we grew up on a farm and the family sort of business, we didn't have the money to get into motorsport at that time. So I had about $5,000 in my bank account and decided I'm going to buy a rally car.
Lead up to Gippsland has gone well for you. But when you look back over this season and even back into 2023, right, there's decent peaks and decent troughs.
We put a lot of effort into being here, and we started off well when we got that car in 2022, and we're splitting the Bates boys here and there and having quite a good run until the sort of major crash we had in Tassie. That hurt?
Others might get frustrated and find it hard to come back. How do you bounce back from that side?
I think I don't let those things bother me too much. People would say, how do you feel about getting into the car? I said, next day I'll drive it just as fast or faster. Keep moving forward, I think, is what we're sort of aiming to do.
To wrap this up, aspirational and realistic target between now and the end of the 24 season?
We know we have the speed, and when the speed's there, it shows. But then we have multiple stages with some form of drama. So if we can cut those dramas out, I just want to get a really nice, clean rally under my belt, and then look at what we can do next year, whether we keep this car, whether we move to something else. It's just, we're going to play it by ear for now and see how it goes.
Nice to spend a bit of time with you. We wish you continued success with the business and hopefully some silverware before the end of the year.
Thank you very much.
Good on you. Cheers.
Thanks, Rusty. Cheers.
His resilience and never give up attitude is something to really admire. Great to see him get back into competition here in Gippsland. And a bit of a question mark, will he stick with the Ford in 2025? Maybe, just maybe, he'll step up to some new machinery next year. Righto, let's get back into the stage competition now. The final 2 for the day on Saturday.
Scott Petter fought back on SS7, Saturday's penultimate stage, taking 2.5 seconds out of Harry's lead.
Good battle. That was a good stage in there. The changes we made at lunchtime worked, I think. So, interesting day for tomorrow. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong.
Alex Rouleau took another third on this stage, and all eyes were on his outright fight with Lewis Bates for a podium spot. This one brought Rouleau to within 6 seconds.
It wasn't just hot in the car, the tyres were like a million degrees out after the first stage, and then we're straight into the second one. And then we get to the end of the third stage and they're stone cold. So, yeah, just struggling to get them in the right operating window at the moment.
Incredibly, Bodie Reading bounced back from stage 6 and was quickest main fix production cup driver through this one.
I did push on like after lunch to try and see if we could get some time, because I was probably a little bit tentative in some places this morning, but I think she's just blowing the gap out now, so we'll probably just see how tomorrow goes, and we'll just keep going how we are.
Molly Taylor would finish the day on top though by more than 40 seconds after taking the class win in stage 8.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've had a great day. A couple little challenges here and there, but the cars felt amazing. The stages are so much fun to drive, so yeah, I've just been enjoying every minute of it.
Now, Otake impressed, ending the day with 2 top 10 stage times to claim 9th overall ahead of another who turned heads, Aidan Peterson.
4 left plus, over crest, 80.
Harry Bates won that last stage of the day by 0.5 and will take a lead of more than 12 seconds over Scott Pedder into Sunday.
Pretty abrasive surface on those first 2, which meant that we went into the last 2 coming back down the hill with average tyres. But yeah, I still think probably tyre decision was correct. I mean, we were all on the same. So yeah, good day though. Coral and I feel really good going into tomorrow.
Here's a look at the state of play with a day of competition still to come. Some real tenacity from Pedder to keep the dream alive. It will be game on tomorrow between he and Harry. Lewis gets third in the end by 7 seconds, and his battle with Alex Rouleau will be a real talking point on the final day. Eddie Maguire a little disappointed with 5th, considering how the weekend started. 6th is a positive though for the Luffs. Molly heads main fix production cup with a buffer of over 40 seconds. Bodie Reading on the chase, and now Otake third in class. Seymour with a minute 52 lead in 2-wheel drive cup. Garrett's advantage in Junior Cup now 8 minutes. The mighty Capri of Ivan Thompson heads 2-wheel drive classic, and Brinkman with a perfect start to the WRX Challenge.
Time to talk a couple of stories from the Toyota camp before we wrap up Saturday's highlights here. Delighted to be joined at the desk now by both Lewis Bates and now Otake, who's here with us for round 4 of the championship. Welcome to you both.
Thanks for having us.
Can we start with you? Awesome stuff. I mean, the lead up was a bit troubled for you with a crash for the car, but you bounced back with a top 10 today. Congratulations.
The team did a great job, and we could start today, and yeah, we are enjoying a lot this Australian road, and this is good opportunity for sure. Yeah.
What about your observations of this team? We're very proud of it now, but I mean, to work with them and to see them in action, they do a terrific job, don't they?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had a big crash on the test day, but yeah, to be honest, I was thinking I cannot start today, but
wow.
Yeah, team did amazing job. So I really want to say thank you for the team.
Well done. Third for you today. That's great from a confidence, kind of point of view. But you've had your kind of up and down moments and a bit of pressure from Alex Rouleau along the way today too.
Yeah, it's been an enjoyable day actually. Obviously after our accident in Queensland we really wanted a clean day, and yeah, went out this morning. We were the only ones on the medium tyre, everyone else was on softs, and I think that was the wrong decision. But anyway, we fought hard, we battled, we dropped a bit of time this morning, and then we fought back this afternoon once we bolted the softs on, and yeah, caught back up to Alex and overtook him, but yeah, he's driving really well, so credit to him, and Anthony and I are both enjoying the battle.
Nice. I'm glad you kind of brought up a little bit of the, if you want, like the devil in the detail there, right? The tyre story. On paper, what made you go that way this morning? And there was probably a little bit of merit in it, but were the mixed conditions what made it hard? The cooler parts of the road and so on?
Yeah, definitely. Ultimately, I think stage 1 I thought was going to be quite abrasive, which it was, but turns out the next 3 stages weren't that abrasive at all. So yeah, stage 1 I don't think the medium was a bad choice, and then yeah, the next 3 it probably was. I mean, yeah, we just really lack grip on that clay-based surface, and yeah, it just didn't really have a nice feeling, didn't feel me with confidence. So as soon as we bolted the soft on this afternoon, it was a much better feeling and more grip. So, we live and we learn.
Okay, let's look ahead to tomorrow, because for both of you, we're literally only at the halfway mark. In recent events, we'd kind of be wrapping up Saturday, celebrating Saturday, and then resetting for Sunday. What's tomorrow going to bring and how are you going to play it?
It's going to be so tough. The stages are quite rough, and I think we have done the recce with round.
Team working away, we've got to allow them to do that, don't we? So
it's your car.
Sorry, yeah, that's my car.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. They're just doing a boost check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's quite rough and narrow and twisty, so we need to be careful the cars for sure, and we need to be smart for tomorrow.
More of the same for you. To finish in the top 3 tomorrow, if you can, that'd be a nice tick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would for sure. And as now said, we need to be smart tomorrow. It's a bit rougher and very technical, very narrow. So lots of things to catch you out. So you really need to be on your A game and have your wits about you. But yeah, definitely our intention is to stay in 3rd position. I think Scott and Harry have been too fast for us today, and it's quite a big gap. Ultimately, we'd like to be fighting with them, but just didn't have it. Didn't have the pace ultimately today. So I think tomorrow we'll try and hold on to 3rd position and battle it out with Alex and Steve.
Good on you. We'd love to see what Sunday brings for both of you. Thank you so much for stopping by for a chat.
Thanks,
Thank
Rusty.
you very much.
Smart and keeping your wits about you on the Sunday. That's the message. Let's go to Dean Herridge now, who's travelling around Service Park here, covering off some of the other stories.
Molly, looked like a great day. Tell us what it was like from the driver's seat.
Yeah, we had a great day. Probably consistently the best day we've had all year, which is nice. A little bit up and down in the morning when we caught Tom and got stuck in some dust when he had dramas. But apart from that, it's been a clean run from our side. The car's been fantastic, hasn't put a foot wrong. We've just been really enjoying the driving. So it's just been a really fun day, and it's nice when that adds up to a good result as well.
Ivan Thompson leading two-wheel drive classics, but it hasn't been without its dramas, mate. You've been struggling a little bit with a few less cylinders than you like.
Mate, I think we started the day leading the 6-cylinder class. We made it this afternoon with a 7-cylinder class. So, look, I can't complain. The car's doing what it's told, apart from just one less cylinder.
You're at service now, in a day service. Have you found the other cylinder by any chance?
Yes, we did. It was a Rogue spark plug. Oh, right. I'm going to call it a Rogue one, this one, because we changed it 3 times.
Mitch Garrard leading so far in the juniors, mate. You've had a few little issues, as have some of your competitors, but maybe services fix it up and you're good to go for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly it. Just a small exhaust issue today, but other than that, we pushed pretty hard and had a pretty clean run. So we'll go full steam tomorrow.
Nick Seymour, we pulled you off the car there, mate, as you're literally repairing a few things. What are we finding at the halfway mark of the rally?
We're pretty good for the most part. Clean run, just got a little brake line with the braid starting to unbraid. It's been touching on something, but other than that, we're happy. Good.
And we are not done yet in the middle of everywhere Gippsland rally. Still 61 Ks of competitive to come on Sunday, and it's a little varied too. There's a hill climb in there, and of course the power stage in Boysdale as well. We're looking forward to bringing that to you as we wrap up round 4 of the championship. You can find all the latest news and information, of course, on our social media channels, and to see the Sunday highlights, best place to go, rally.com.au/TV. For Dean Herridge and all of our team, it's bye for now.